Okay, so now it's tucked in. We've tucked all that new roofing paper, which is the modified bitumen, underneath the existing roofing paper. So it's actually underneath it on the sides, on the top, and the bottom. Now we're nailing it down because we want to have a good mechanical fastening of the roofing paper to the roofing paper. And then we're going to put plastic roof cement or bull and membrane down, cover that seam up. And this is a leak-free roof. It's leak-free right now. The water, it can rain right now, and this repair is ultimately complete as far as being watertight. The only thing it needs right now is just bull membrane and put the tile back. Let's talk briefly about tile. They do shed the water. They don't shed all the water, but they do shed the water. They probably shed about 90% of it, maybe 95% of it, depending on the configuration of the tile roof that you have. Barrel tile roofs, the true barrel tile roofs, shed 100% of the water if you are lucky enough to have one of those. And when I do one of those, I'll show you what those look like. But on these concrete tile roofs, they rely on the underlayment to be the real water stop between the house and the outside elements. So that paper underneath is critical to make sure that it's maintained properly and not damaged. If you have a cracked tile, that's not going to make your roof leak. If you've got a missing tile, that's not going to make your roof leak. The thing that would make it leak is the nail that was holding that tile down. If it gets pulled out of that hole is where the nail was, and now you got a roof leak. The tile also does have another major function, which is UV protection, sunscreen protection. It basically keeps the sun from drying the materials out on the roof. And if I were to say it does anything, that's its number one priority. It keeps the sun off of the roofing paper. The product I'm putting down on my repairs is a flat deck exposed product. It doesn't need to have the tile on it. It's a flat deck product that you can leave in the sun. It's designed to be in the sun. That's only because it's a better material than what's on the roof, but that's fine. That's what I want on my repairs. I don't want to do my repairs twice. So anyway, right now he's installing the bull over the top of the membrane. We also take pictures of what we're doing, and that's what he's doing right now for the homeowner, so that they can see the pictures. Because when the homeowner comes to this job, he's not here now, he's not going to believe we did anything. Because it's not going to look like we did anything, and that's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like it looked like before. So Chris is installing the bowl, and once that's installed, he's going to apply the membrane. And the test of a good roofer is how much of that bowl stays in the can and on the trowel and not on you. And that's the real trick. And I can tell you in his case, when he comes off a job after 8 or 10 hours on the roof, he doesn't have any bull on him, so he's been doing this a while. So he's a good mechanic. But so he's applying the bull. You apply a thin layer, you don't go crazy with it. More bull doesn't mean more leak stoppage. Actually, too much bull means it's an area where it can build up. So you don't want to apply too much bull. You want a thin layer, then you put your membrane down, press your membrane into it, and then you put a skim layer on top of it. So your bull membrane layer should be relatively thin. The membrane at the home improvement centers that I've seen is basically screen, like that. The membrane I use is a cotton fiber felt product saturated in asphalt, which is a long way of saying it's a cotton sheet that's been dipped in asphalt. It's black. And right there, actually, behind his foot. We'll see it in a second. But I'm going to stay with us on this repair. There it is right there between his shoes there. You can see the membrane. So right now he's just smoothing out the bowl. In just a second, he's going to roll out the membrane. So here we go. Membrane comes in a couple of sizes. I think there's even bigger than this, but it comes in 4-inch and 6-inch. This particular roll happens to be 6-inch. This again is a product that they do not sell at the home improvement center. This is something that you have to get at a roofing supply house. So you can see he's applying a layer of membrane, he's pressing it in. This is a very good repair to illustrate how this works. So you got to make sure you have bull or plastic roof cement underneath the membrane, not a lot, just enough to adhere to the roof, and then you press it through. what that membrane does is it kind of acts like a mesh or a lattice for the plastic roof cement to stick to. If you don't put the membrane down, the bowl will crack. So it's imperative that you, after you apply the plastic roof cement, that you apply some type of membrane. The one at the Home Improvement Center will work, I just don't like it. I think this is a superior product that you get at the Roof and Supply House. So you can see he's applying the membrane, and just by pressing it in. And this is probably the most helpful part if you guys want to see how to fix a roof. It's probably the most important part to do correctly. And now he's going to put a coat on top of the membrane to cover it up. So he's already pressed it in. You place the bowl, press in the membrane, and then you go on top of the skim coat. And that's it. So he's going to finish skimming this out, and then we're going to put the tile back. We're going to put the tile back with RT600 roof tile adhesive, which is a roof glue for tiles. It comes in terracotta, which is red and gray. And this one we're going to use terracotta. There's also a couple other products out there that I do use for gluing roof tile down. Polyfoam, some other stuff. Anyway, this is Dan from Construction Talk and Toolser TV, and we'll see you when this one is done. Alright, so again, not too much bowl. So you gotta be spreading it nice and thin, nice and thin. This is Dan from Construction Talk. Alright, thanks.